happening right now with Marvel Tokon, which is a video game that I'm actually really excited about. You guys know that. Let's talk about Marvel Tokon. I'm excited about this game. I've been wanting to play this game. You guys have been very kind to gift it to me. Thank you so much for that. I'm going to be playing it day one. Cannot wait to play this game. However, it seems like Sony, is pulling their typical, let's mess around and see what gamers are willing to, accept. So Sony Interactive Entertainment has opted to block the purchase of Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls on PC in 130 countries, right? The game cannot be purchased on Steam or the Epic Game Store, where the PlayStation Network is officially unavailable. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you guys want to see more content like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join me every single day, 9 p.m. over on the main channel, where you can catch me live every single day, 9 p.m. Eastern. I hope to see every single one of you there. Now back to the main video. Now, something like this has happened before, okay? If you guys remember with Helldivers 2, when they decided that after 3 months of launching the game, they were going to try to force people into essentially signing up for PlayStation, right? And then if you didn't sign up for PlayStation, you won't be able to continue playing the game. They ended up backtracking on that, but when they did that, it led to Helldivers 2 getting banned in the same countries, the 130 countries. It's because PlayStation Network is not available in those countries. And even though the game has a single-player version to it, right? You don't have to play Marvel Tokon online. You can play it single-player, right? But the problem is they want to keep you connected to the PlayStation Network, 24/7. They want to keep the game connected all the time. So even though it has a single-player component, they're still not going to sell you the game no matter what, because there is no PlayStation Network available in those areas. So let's kind of go over it and see. It's actually a little over 130 countries, but anyway, that's basically the thing. Sony is under fire yet again for blocking Marvel Tokon in 132 countries on PC. Now, again, just to reiterate, I'm really excited for Marvel Tokon. We just recently reacted to the trailer showcasing the last round of 4 characters that had Blade and I think Ghost Rider in it. Loki was in it, right? Like all these characters, super excited for them. But again, just because I'm excited for the game doesn't mean we kind of just let this slide. So it has not been a good week for Sony, which we already know. Things keep getting worse and worse. Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls fans have been complaining this weekend that the Japanese company has blocked the fighter's PC release from a whopping 132 countries. It's the same issue which has reared its ugly head before. The PSN is technically only supported in a handful of countries, and as an account is required for the ArcSys fighter, anyone from said nations is going to be out of luck. On the PS5, players from unsupported regions can get around the restrictions by making an account from another country. It's technically against the terms of service, but it's a gray area on consoles, which has been recognized as a workaround since the inception of the PSN. But this isn't possible on storefronts like Steam. However, as the game is simply not available in the unsupported countries, and using a VPN is a quick route to getting your account banned. Ouch. There you go. Various PC games from Sony have suffered the same setback over years, including Stellar Blade, but developer ShiftUp was able to use its clout to get the publisher to change its mind. So again, listen, man, Sony has changed their mind on this multiple times, okay? They changed their mind with Stellar Blade. They changed their mind with Helldivers 2. It's pretty obvious that this is not something that's required. They're only trying to make it required if people allow it to be required, right? So they've already backtracked multiple times. There's no reason why they can't backtrack again on this particular title. They're choosing not to. They're taking yet another shot at it because they know that this game is going to be very popular. Right? Anytime a video game is very popular, they'll take every opportunity that they possibly can to try their best in order to get you to do what they want what they want you to do. That's what it is. I think if people make a big enough stink about this, they could probably backtrack, but ultimately, fighting games usually don't have that level of player base, sadly. Like fighting games, yeah, they're popular, but they've never been like super popular like that in terms of numbers. Like they're not like a Monster Hunter, for example. So I don't know if they're gonna have that level of pull in order to be able to pull it off, but we would have to see. As the Korean-owned studio owned the IP, though, it was probably a bit easier for them to throw its weight around. While Arxis is the developer of Marvel Tokon, Sony completely owns the franchise. So will this be resolved? Will it be fair? The platform holder has eased its PSN restrictions in previous titles, so it's possible. Given the emphasis on online multiplayer here, though, I do wonder if Marvel Tokon may just become a victim of the creaky and dated nature of PlayStation's online infrastructure. You mean the same one that gets hacked all the time? Probably, right? Sony has no feet left. I don't know, man. I just think that Sony is on a speed run, right? They're on a speed run to try their best to essentially get to that end goal of just controlling everything, bro. That's really what it is. I know that comes into the conversation quite often, especially now, but realistically, it's just a thing where they just want to get to like point B as fast as possible now that they've already left point A. This is the point of no return, right? This is Sony. Sony is on the point of no return. They don't care who they piss off at this point. They don't care who gets mad. They ripped off the Band-Aid. They told everybody their end game plan. Now it's time to get to that end game plan, and they don't care how many people they lose, because for them, the people they keep around are going to be worth more than the people they lose, which is why they already told you they're going to monetize you guys even more. Like the PlayStation Plus users, you guys will be monetized even more. Sony said so in order to make up for their losses. They've told you their plan. The mask is off at this point. Now it's like whether you agree with it or not. It's fine. You're a grown-ass adult. You can make your own decision from there. But this is what it is. They've already told you what their plan is. And now they're going to they're going to see it through. That's what it is. Cookie Kaiju says he canceled his PlayStation Plus this week. He's done with them. Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, again, we ended up talking. I don't know if you guys remember really quick. Let me tell you something real quick. We ended up talking, what was it, like 5 months ago, 6 months ago? I don't know, something like that. We ended up discussing on stream how we looked at Grand Theft Auto Online, right? And we looked at, because it was leaked, right? Remember they got hacked, Rockstar got hacked, and they had the numbers for all the money that Grand Theft Auto Online made, right? They had all the numbers. And if you look at the numbers, the vast majority, bro, we're talking, if out of $1 million, 950,000 was PlayStation. The vast majority of the pay pigs and the whales and the people that just throw their money at anything are on PlayStation. There's no doubt about it. The numbers don't lie. The Xbox and PC were like barely anything, right? I think PC was either slightly ahead of Xbox or slightly below. I don't remember. But PlayStation has the vast majority of people that would just throw money at fucking anything. You know? So realistically, it makes sense that they want to try to close it in as much as possible, because they already know that most of the people that support them anyway financially and throw money at them are not going to leave. Most of them anyway, right? Most of like those hardcore PlayStation pay pigs, they're not going to leave, bro. You know, I see people rage baiting on X right now talking about like, yeah, I pay full price for my games. I pay full price for everything. Bro, you got people actually trying to flex the fact that they pay full price for all their video games. What kind of world do we live in where that is like a win? I don't know what world we live in where that's a win, but apparently that's a win. There's people out there that are doing that. Now, could they be rage baiting? Maybe. But it's like, what? Bro, people out there like, yeah, I don't give a shit about physical games. Yeah, I buy my games day one full price all the time. Like, bro, what kind of flex is that? Oh, thank you for being so kind to the multi-billion-dollar corporation. You know? Like, I can understand if you're trying to do that because you want to, like, support that particular franchise. Like, maybe you're a fan of, like, you know, I don't know. I'm trying to think of something. But, like, maybe you're a fan. If you're a fan of Stellar Blade or something, like, whatever. It doesn't matter. Whatever franchise, I can understand if you're, like, a super fan of that particular franchise, or you really want to support the devs, then fine. Like, whatever. I'm not going to care. Like, you do what you want to do with your money. But if you're out here saying you buy every single video game full price just because reasons, Like, you think that makes you look good, or you think that like you're flexing on people? You're calling people brokies or something? Like, bro, that's not a flex, man. That's not a fucking flex. What are you gonna run around with, a PlayStation 5 flag instead of the American flag today? He probably has a PlayStation flag outside of his house. Oh my god, 250 years of being a pay pig. Like, it's crazy, bro. But anyway, that's basically it for this story. And unfortunately, for those people that are in those countries, they're not gonna have access to these video games, and it sucks, man. It sucks. But realistically, this is why the PC platform continues to grow past these consoles. They already have, but this is why the PC platform continues to grow. And again, it's keyword like PC platform doesn't mean Steam. I understand for a lot of people it does, but the beautiful thing about the PC platform is that it is open-ended. You can literally do whatever you want. And that's the selling point for the platform in general. So this is why the people who are leaving consoles on their own, by the way, it's not like Steam is advertising to them. Steam doesn't advertise on TV. They don't advertise in Target, Walmart, or anything. People are finding Steam, Epic Games, GOG, itch.io. Like, they're finding all these platforms after they research, and they're like, gee, this is actually really open-ended. It's kind of awesome. PC is about freedom. Ironically, we're celebrating freedom today, but PC is about freedom. And these people that are in these 130 countries, the more excluded they are by Sony, the more likely they are, if they want to play video games, to go search alternatives. And that's how they end up discovering things like the Steam Machine, the Steam Deck, even like, what's the other one? The ROG Ally X. Like, all these other companies making machinery that you can access PC gaming with. Or you can just buy a PC. Like, there's also that too, if you can afford it. I think that's awesome. I don't consider that to be a bad thing. I don't consider that to be a bad thing. So